Welcome back. I'm Felix, and I am reacting to 5 most ridiculous deaths that sound like made-up stories. Uh, every now and again, I'll watch one of these, and it's just like, you hear it, and you're just like, you could have avoided all that if you just had some common sense. Most of these are things that could have been avoided with just some common sense, and others are other people's fault that got you killed. So I wanted to see what this was going to be a combination of. See if it was more their fault or someone got them into a situation that they couldn't avoid. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's see what's going on.
Death is often tragic, but sometimes the way people die is so strange that it sounds like a made-up story. In this video, we'll look at 5 real cases of the most ridiculous deaths, bizarre, unexpected, and almost unbelievable. These are true stories of people who met their end in ways no one could have predicted. It was February 2025 in Planalto, Brazil. 14-year-old Davi Nunes Moreira was a typical teenager, curious, adventurous, and fascinated by the online world. But one decision changed everything, leading to a tragic outcome no one could have predicted. Davi was an active boy who enjoyed spending time with friends and playing outside. One day his father noticed him limping, but Davi downplayed it, saying he had hurt himself while playing. However, his condition worsened over time. He started vomiting and had increasing difficulty walking. It became clear that something was very wrong.
Before it says why, I'm going to guess he did a stunt, it went wrong, and he was hurt way more than he realized.
As his symptoms escalated, his father rushed him to a hospital in Planalto, but his condition continued to decline, and doctors couldn't immediately determine what was causing it. He was then transferred to Vitória da Conquista General Hospital for further treatment. It was there that Davi finally revealed what had happened. He told the medical staff that he had gone to a local chemist store, bought supplies, and conducted a dangerous experiment. He had crushed a dead butterfly, mixed it with water, and injected the liquid into his leg. This shocking confession led many to believe he may have...
What? I know he's going to go more into the story, but I've never heard of injecting a dead butterfly into yourself. Did you think he was going to mutate and grow wings?
...by an online challenge. Doctors were stunned, and speculation began. Some experts believed that toxins from the butterfly could have entered his bloodstream, while others suspected an embolism caused by air in the syringe. There was also the possibility of an allergic reaction or a severe infection. But as Davi's condition deteriorated, the exact cause remained unclear. While waiting at home for updates from the hospital, Davi's father made a disturbing discovery. Under his son's pillow, he found the syringe used in the experiment. This crucial piece of evidence would later be examined by authorities as part of an official investigation. Despite receiving medical care, Davi's health continued to decline. Doctors at the hospital did everything they could, but his body could not recover. After 7 days of fighting for his life, he passed away. Authorities are still investigating the exact cause of his death. The possibilities include an embolism, an infection, or a severe reaction to the butterfly's remains. Some experts believe that toxins from certain butterflies, such as the monarch butterfly, could have contributed to the tragedy. While these toxins are not typically harmful in small amounts, injecting them directly into the body could have had unexpected and severe consequences. Davi's story quickly spread online, sparking discussions about the dangers of viral trends. Many people expressed disbelief, with some blaming internet culture for promoting risky challenges, while others saw it as a tragic case of youthful curiosity gone wrong. One person commented, "Why are kids doing such dangerous things?" Another wrote, "He was just a kid." They don't think about consequences, only the moment. However, before his passing, Davi denied participating in any online trend. He insisted that his actions were not influenced by social media, leaving many to wonder if this was simply a personal experiment that ended in disaster. His death is not the first case of young people getting hurt due to risky experiments or internet challenges. In previous incidents, some individuals have suffered severe injuries and others have lost their lives after attempting dangerous stunts. One well-known case involved an influencer who nearly lost her toes after trying a viral ice and salt challenge. Although she survived, she suffered severe damage. Experts have warned about the risks of handling certain insects and substances without understanding.
Oh, man. You know, they used to always try to blame TV and music when I was growing up. Now it's the internet and social media. How about teaching your kids to have some common sense? That goes a long way.
Their effects. Professor Marcelo Duarte, a butterfly specialist, explained that while butterfly fluids are not well studied for their effects on humans, they could still pose serious risks, especially when introduced directly into the bloodstream. Davy's case raises many unanswered questions. Was he truly influenced by an online challenge, or was it an innocent experiment that took a tragic turn? Could earlier medical intervention have saved him? And how can parents and educators better inform young people about the risks of such actions? Authorities are still awaiting autopsy results, which may provide more clarity. But regardless of the findings, Davy's death is a heartbreaking reminder of how a single moment of curiosity can lead to irreversible consequences. His family and friends are left to mourn while the investigation continues. The tragedy of Davy Nunes Moreira is a painful example of how dangerous seemingly harmless experiments can be. His story should serve as a cautionary lesson, urging young people to think twice before attempting something risky, whether online or in real life.
Dangerous. Just curiosity.
It was January 14, 2009 in Jiaozhou City, China. 14-year-old Xiaogang was at home, sitting at his computer, completely unaware that a simple adjustment to his chair would lead to a tragic accident. He was using a common swivel chair with a gas spring mechanism that allowed the seat to be raised or lowered. But on this day, something went terribly wrong. As Xiaogang adjusted the height, the chair's gas spring suddenly malfunctioned. The built-up pressure inside the cylinder caused it to explode with extreme force. A solid metal rod inside the chair was launched upward, striking Xiaogang in a critical area and causing severe internal injuries. Despite his pain, Xiaogang managed to call his father, telling him what had happened. His father rushed home and immediately called for medical help. When paramedics arrived, Xiaogang was still conscious but in critical condition.
Oh my God. Wow. I thought that's where it was going, and it's just like, sometimes I wonder about my own chair, because it's, I need a new chair. But man, to have it just shoot up like that is, it chills up my spine.
He was quickly taken to the hospital, but the damage was too severe. Despite efforts to save him, he did not survive due to massive blood loss. Later investigations confirmed that the accident was caused by a defect in the chair's gas spring. The explosion released the metal rod with deadly force, leading to severe internal damage. Doctors noted that they had seen similar incidents before, but none had been as fatal as Xiaogang's case. This wasn't the first time such an accident had happened. Just a year earlier, in November 2007, a 68-year-old man was seriously injured when the gas spring in his chair also malfunctioned. The explosion sent metal fragments into his body, leaving him with painful injuries that took months to recover from. Investigators found that these accidents were linked to low-quality gas springs used in some office chairs. Many of these chairs were made with cheaper materials to cut costs, making them far more likely to fail.
I think this one was in 2009. I got my chair well after that, so hopefully won't be happening to me. I don't know if it's happened to anyone else, but man, just having it just launch like that.
Proper gas springs should be filled with high-pressure nitrogen, but in some defective chairs, regular air was used instead. This led to an unstable pressure buildup, increasing the risk of an explosion. Xiaogang's parents were devastated by their son's death and demanded accountability from the chair's manufacturer and distributor. They believed that if the chair had been made with better safety standards, their son would still be alive.
Yeah.
Their case sparked discussions about product safety in China, especially in the office furniture industry. Experts warned that while most chairs were safe, poorly made ones posed serious risks. Many of these cheaper products lacked proper certification, making them dangerous to unsuspecting buyers. Following this tragedy, consumer safety organizations called for stricter regulations on office chair manufacturing. They urged consumers to be cautious when purchasing chairs, especially from lesser-known brands that might not follow proper safety guidelines. Xiaogang's death left many questioning how such a rare and tragic accident could happen. Was it simply a freak occurrence, or was it the result of manufacturers cutting corners on safety? Could the accident have been avoided if the chair had been properly tested? While these questions remain, one thing is clear. Everyday products, even something as common as an office chair, can become dangerous if not made with proper care. Xiaogang's story serves as a reminder to always prioritize safety when buying products that we use daily.
Who would think your chair's going to kill you?
On April 19th, 2023, an unbelievable accident took place in Alwar, India. Shivdayal Sharma, an 82-year-old retired electrician, lost his life in a freak incident involving a high-speed train and a stray cow. That evening, Sharma was near the railway tracks when a Vande Bharat Express train, traveling at around 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour, hit a cow that had wandered onto the tracks. The impact was so strong that the cow was thrown into the air. Reports say it flew nearly 100 feet or 30 meters.
I'm going to guess where this is going. The cow landed on him. He's just minding your business and you hear moo. Like, oh, and you look like, oh crap. You know, it's like, could you imagine just hearing a mooing? Well, it probably was dead by the time it landed, but still, you're just minding your business and the cow lands on you. All right, let's see if that's where it's going.
In a tragic twist, the airborne cow landed directly on Sharma, killing him instantly. Another person nearby narrowly escaped being hit, but Sharma...
Yeah, depending on the cow, that could have easily been 14 tons. Is it 14? Or 14... is that a ton? I can't remember. They can get big. They can get big and heavy. So all that weight, there's nothing you could do. If you didn't see it coming, it's like there's nothing you can do.
Had no chance. The accident happened near the Kalamori Gate in Alwar, an area he was familiar with. Having worked for Indian Railways before retiring 22 years earlier, Sharma likely never imagined that a train accident would take his life in such an unusual way. After the incident, authorities quickly responded. Police arrived at the scene and Sharma's body was taken for a post-mortem before being returned to his family for funeral arrangements. This tragic event sheds light on a serious problem in India: stray cattle wandering onto railway tracks. Many rural areas struggle with this issue, as cows often roam freely. This isn't the first time such an accident has occurred. There have been multiple reports of animals causing train disruptions and in some cases leading to human casualties. The Vande Bharat Express is one of India's fastest trains, designed to run between 130 to 160 kilometers per hour. But no matter how advanced the train is, accidents like this are difficult to prevent without proper safety measures. The impact of the train striking the cow was so forceful that it turned the animal into a deadly projectile, leading to Sharma's tragic fate. In response, Indian authorities, including Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, have taken steps to prevent similar incidents. One key measure is installing metal fencing along railway tracks to keep animals away. Additionally, authorities are working to clear vegetation, garbage, and other debris that attract stray animals near the tracks. Work on a 620-kilometer-long fence along the Mumbai-Ahmedabad railway route has already started and is expected to be completed within the next few months. The goal is to create a barrier that stops animals from entering railway paths, significantly reducing the risk of accidents. Stray cattle pose a major risk, not just to themselves, but to human lives.
You know, do we have stray cattle in the U.S.? I've always wondered that. I don't think we do. But you can have stray cows and cattle in other countries, but I never seen it around here. I never hear about it around here. Usually if you see a cow on a loose or a bull, it usually belongs to someone. But you still hear about it in other countries. especially over in India and areas around there. I believe the cow is sacred, so they don't mess with it. Just let it do whatever it's going to do.
When a train moving at such high speeds collides with a large animal, the impact can be catastrophic. In most cases, the train itself isn't heavily damaged, but the consequences for people near the tracks can be severe. Sharma's death has raised concerns about whether enough safety measures were in place before the accident. Could this have been prevented if fencing had been installed earlier? Would a stronger system for keeping animals away from tracks have saved his life? While authorities are now making efforts to prevent future accidents, Sharma's death is a harsh reminder of why immediate action is needed. With trains reaching incredible speeds, even a single stray animal can lead to unexpected tragedies. This incident left many in shock. The idea of a man being killed by a flying cow seems too strange to be real, yet it happened. If Sharma had been standing just a few feet away, could he have survived? What if the cow had landed differently? These questions may never have answers, but they highlight how unpredictable life can be. For now, the focus is on improving railway safety, ensuring that tracks are secure, and taking necessary precautions to prevent more lives from being lost.
Man, that sucks. Just minding your business, a cow lands on
It was a hot summer day in 2021 when a 22-year-old man from China made a decision that would lead to his untimely death. He was in good health with no known medical conditions, but in an attempt to cool down, he drank 1.5 liters of Coca-Cola in just 10 minutes. What seemed like a harmless choice quickly turned into a life-threatening emergency. 6 hours later, he arrived at Beijing's Chaoyang Hospital in severe pain. His stomach was swollen, and he was struggling with sharp abdominal discomfort. Doctors noticed his heart rate was high.
It sounded like he had a gas bubble. I've drank 1 liter by myself. So I'm just thinking he wasn't burping. Gas bubble built up and... Let's see if I'm right.
His blood pressure was dangerously low, and he was...
Oh, and sometimes I'll get gas bubbles and I'll break wind and I can feel my blood pressure drop. Or if I let a good burp, I'll get lightheaded. It's like my blood pressure just drops. So that's what I'm thinking. He was full of gas.
was breathing too fast, clear signs that something was very wrong. But it wasn't until they conducted a CT scan that they saw the full extent of the problem. The scan revealed an unusual and concerning amount of gas trapped in his intestines and portal vein, a major blood vessel that carries blood from the digestive system to the liver. This rare condition, known as pneumatosis, disrupts blood flow to the liver, depriving it of oxygen. Without proper oxygen supply, the liver begins to fail, a condition known as hepatic ischemia or shock liver. Normally, excess gas in the digestive system is released through burping or passing it naturally. But in this case, the rapid consumption of Coca-Cola caused gas to build up too quickly. With no way to escape, the pressure increased inside his intestines, pushing gas into the portal vein and causing severe damage to his liver.
So
Doctors worked urgently to relieve the pressure and stabilize his condition. They used various treatments to help his body expel the trapped gas and administered anti-inflammatory medication to reduce swelling. He was also given fluids to keep him hydrated. Despite these efforts, his condition worsened. 12 hours later, test results showed significant liver damage, and his chances of recovery were slim. By the 18-hour mark, his body could no longer fight against the damage. Tragically, he passed away shortly after arriving at the hospital. This rare case was documented in the medical journal Clinics and Research in Hepatology and Gastroenterology. The doctors involved noted that while this kind of reaction is unusual, it can happen. Drinking a large amount of carbonated liquid in a short period can lead to dangerous gas buildup, affecting...
How quick did that? I'm trying to remember. Did they say like 10 minutes? But yeah, I don't think I've ever drank it in 10 minutes. But lucky enough, I can get myself to burp. It sounds like he just didn't burp. And some people don't even realize they're not burping when they really should be burping when you're drinking carbonated beverages. Like if you're not burping when you're drinking a pop, you might want to slow down on the pop.
...an oxygen supply to vital organs. However, not all experts agree on what exactly caused his death. Professor Nathan Davies, a biochemist at University College London, questioned whether drinking Coca-Cola alone could lead to such a severe reaction. He suggested that there might have been an underlying health issue, such as a bacterial infection, that contributed to the gas buildup. This type of infection could have caused excessive gas production in his digestive system, making the situation worse. Without any known pre-existing conditions, it remains unclear whether the Coca-Cola was the sole cause of his death or if there was another factor at play. More research would be needed to fully understand what happened. This incident has sparked discussion about the dangers of consuming large amounts of fizzy drinks too quickly. While many people drink soda without any immediate health risks, this case shows that under certain conditions, it can have unexpected and serious consequences. Could this young man's death have been prevented if he had consumed the drink more slowly? Would giving his body more time to process the carbonation have avoided the fatal gas buildup? While most people don't experience severe reactions from drinking soda, this case highlights the importance of listening to our bodies and being mindful of how we consume carbonated beverages.
That's what I was just saying. He didn't recognize he wasn't burping from drinking that much pop. If he had been paying attention, he realized, I haven't burped. I drink a lot of carbonated stuff.
Though rare, this tragic event raises questions about the true cause of his death. Was it simply the rapid intake of Coca-Cola, or was there an undiagnosed medical issue involved? His passing remains a deeply unfortunate event, leaving behind a mystery that may never have a definitive answer. On the evening of April 25, 2021, in San Diego, California, 29-year-old event planner Taylor Cayley had just finished a dinner date. She had met someone new, and they had enjoyed a meal at Basic Bar and Pizza in the East Village near the Padres Parkade parking garage. Carrying leftovers, she and her date, Alex, walked down the street talking and laughing. Everything seemed normal. At around 7:23 p.m., as they crossed the street at 10th Avenue and J Street, an unimaginable tragedy struck. Above them, on the 9th floor of the Padres Parkade, Christian Anders, a young man in his early 20s, stood at the edge. He had been struggling with serious mental health issues.
Oh, I knew that's where it was going. Man, it's just people minding their business, and other factors are taking their lives.
And had reached out to his mother earlier that day, expressing his distress. Overwhelmed, he made a heartbreaking decision. Anders fell from the parking structure, landing directly on Taylor. She had no chance to react. The impact was instant, leaving witnesses in shock. Alex, just inches away, was unharmed but could do nothing as Taylor collapsed beside him. Emergency responders arrived quickly, but Taylor had already lost her life. Anders was taken to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Both had suffered fatal injuries from the fall. The tragic accident devastated those who knew Taylor. She had been just days away from celebrating her 30th birthday, a milestone she had eagerly anticipated.
Now, I'm glad there's not tall buildings around here. Because I hate to be walking and just, boom. Just minding your business, and someone else who's trying to take their way out of the world takes you with them. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
She had planned a weekend trip to Temecula for wine tasting with friends, with her father, Kent Cayley, set to drive. Taylor was well loved and respected in her field. She had worked at McFarland Promotions for nearly a decade, starting as an intern and rising to become an event manager. Her boss, Laurel McFarland, had grown close to her and considered her family. Taylor was dependable, kind, and full of life, McFarland said. She was truly special. She had an especially strong bond with her father, whom she had been living with for the past year. During the pandemic, she cared for him through health challenges. Those who knew them often spoke about their close relationship. She adored her dad, and he adored her, McFarland said. She was his world. Her sudden passing left a deep void in the lives of those around her. Friends, colleagues, and acquaintances shared memories of her kindness and dedication. Many took to social media, expressing their grief and honoring her memory. A memorial was set up near the site of the accident, with flowers, candles, and messages left in tribute. Her two rescue dogs, Rue and Stella, whom she had lovingly adopted from Tijuana, were taken in by her father. Taylor had always had a soft spot for animals, often bringing them to work and ensuring they received the best care. As for Christian Anders, his struggles had gone unnoticed by many. He had reached out to his mother earlier that day, but no one could have predicted what would happen. His internal battles ultimately led to a devastating outcome that not only took his own life but also ended Taylor's.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see the signs. You know, you think you know someone, and then next thing you know, they've taken, trying to think how to put that, doesn't get censored, but they've taken their life. And even though you thought you were there for them, because there are times where you can really be there for someone and it doesn't matter. If they're that far gone, there's not much you can do.
The incident left Taylor's loved ones with painful questions. Could anything have been done to help Anders before it was too late? What if Taylor had taken a different route that evening? Would she still be here? While those questions may never have answers, Taylor's life made a lasting impact. She was a daughter, a friend, a professional, and a compassionate person who touched many lives. Though her time was cut short, she is remembered for her kindness, love, and the warmth she shared with everyone around her. Her legacy lives on in the hearts of those who knew her, a reminder to cherish each moment and the people we love.
Well, that was the last one. It's hard, you know. Things happen, and you're just like, you got to be kidding me. You know, you're out there living your life, and then someone does something, and they take your life along with them. Or I was watching some videos earlier, and this girl nearly took her friends' lives because she was scared, and she decided to run from the police. She ended up dying, but her friend survived. And come find out it was her friend's car she was driving, and that car got totaled. And they're like, we don't know why she ran. We don't know. And they still don't know why she ran. The only thing I can think of, she didn't have her license with her. She didn't have a license, and she ran. It's like, you shouldn't have ran. You just pull over, get a ticket. It looks like they would have made the other girl drive. Well, no, I think they had been drinking, and that's why she was driving. But yeah, it was just like, you shouldn't have ran. But I'll leave a link for the video in the channel. You can check out the channel. But yeah, sometimes you can just be doing nothing, and actions of others will cost you everything. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.